I'm hitting start now.
Well, good evening, members of council, members of management. For anybody who has logged on by electronic media to our special meeting. I think all our meetings are kind of special in a way, though, because we do conduct some.
I think so, yeah.
This is our public meeting of council for September the 8th, 2022. I have circulated the agenda. I would ask a member of council to move that the agenda be adopted. Moved by Councilor Lenny Tiller, second. Second, Councilor Tracy Boland, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Just a little heads up, Councilor Tristan Yulin is going to be here shortly, so for anybody that has zoomed in to our public meeting, Councilor Yulin will be arriving very shortly and joining the public meeting. Okay, item number 2 is the approval of minutes. The public meeting of council that took place August 18th, 2022, that was 3 weeks ago. And I would ask a member of council to move that those minutes be approved as they were circulated by our town clerk for review for errors or omissions. Somebody move.
Move.
Moved by Councilor Lori Elwood, seconder.
Second.
Second, Councilor Myra White, all in favor.
Aye.
Motion carried. Are there any matters arising from those minutes?
Oh, I don't think.
No matters arising. Okay. Welcome, Councilor Wheeler.
Hello.
Yes, okay. Okay, item number 4. We have a couple of proclamations, 2 in particular. Item number A is Childhood Cancer Awareness Month, September 2022. I just want to say that this is a very serious disease, and when you talk about the impact it has on children, it becomes more evident of how serious it is. And we have one of our firefighters that has a son that's going through this, but because of great care and great medical intervention, Connor's doing really well now, but one of our stellar fire department staff, and they're all stellar, but Chris Butt and his wife are doing some great work to help their son and their family through these trying times. So that's very important. The other one that we have is the Fetal Alcohol Spectrum Disorder Month, which is also September. And it's so interesting that this is a disease caused by abuse of alcohol or the intake of alcohol that happens when moms are pregnant. It's a prenatal impact on so many things. So I'm just going to read this because I think it's such an education process that for us as council, and we've actually gone through this already, but anybody in the public who's actually listening in. So it's a pan-provincial organization, which is FASD Atlantic. It's working to educate, provide supports and resources, and raise awareness of fetal alcohol spectrum disorder in Newfoundland, Labrador, and Atlantic Canada. They are currently leading a 3-year prevention awareness training and collaborative action project in the 4 Atlantic provinces. FASD is a diagnostic term used to describe impacts on the brain and body of individuals prenatally exposed to alcohol. It is a lifelong disability, and that's the scary thing about it. Individuals that have this will experience some degree of challenges in their daily living and need support with motor skills, physical health, learning, memory, attention, communication, emotional regulation, and social skills to reach their full potential. Each individual with FASD is unique and has areas of both strengths and challenges. September the 9th, tomorrow, marks the International Day of FASD, and this day is recognized around the world and is intended to build awareness about the condition and surrounding stigma within communities, organizations, and governments. As part of our initiatives across Canada, Atlantic Canada, we are asking communities and municipalities and cities to proclaim the month of September 2022 to be the FASD Awareness Month. We ask you to join us as we put FASD on the map. So visit their local website, social page, and for anybody that's listening, they can use Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, but its website is fasdnl.ca. And the executive director, this came from Catherine Dunbar Windsor. So very, very important, and the health of our children not born today must be taken very seriously. Okay, so we're going to move to item number 5. It's the Finance Committee, and I'm going to turn this over to our chair, Councillor Myroway. My glasses. No, I better keep my glasses on.
Good evening,
Talking about it.
Good evening, everyone.
good evening.
All right, our first item on our agenda this evening is the expense check listing for August 2022. It was the recommendation of the Finance Committee that the expense check listing for August 2022 totaling $391,888.11 be approved. I so move.
Moved by Councillor Myra White, seconder.
Second.
Second, Deputy Mayor Susan Fallow, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Item number 2, approval to travel to Hamburg, Germany, the H2 Expo and Conference, September the 25th to October the 2nd, 2022. It was the recommendation of the Finance Committee that 3 members of council and the town manager be approved for travel to Hamburg, Germany to attend the H2 Expo and Conference from September 25th to October the 2nd, 2022, with the estimated cost of $26,570.00. I so move.
Moved by Councillor Myra White, seconder.
Second.
Second, Councillor Laurie Ord. Just like to speak a little bit about the importance of this. As we well know, the travel internationally is costly, and to take a delegation becomes even costlier. But we have just witnessed in the town of Stephenville an unprecedented day where 2 G7 leaders, our own Prime Minister and Chancellor Olaf Scholz from Germany, signed an energy accord that will actually create trade of export of hydrogen, green hydrogen, from Canada to Germany. Stephenville was selected because World Energy has plans to build a major hydrogen plant in Stephenville, green hydrogen, and also to build windmills to generate 3 gigawatts of power. The scale of this project is just in terms of what Muskrat Falls generates in power. Muskrat Falls produces 865 megawatts. So this project, the gigawatt requirement for the hydrogen plant is 3 gigawatts. That's almost 5 to 6 times bigger than Muskrat Falls. 3 gigawatts is required because the hydrogen plant will require 1.65 gigawatts. And the reason why you need more from the wind, because it doesn't blow every day, technically. So you have to have more in order to meet the plant requirements. But this is an opportunity for Stephenville is in the limelight, not just in Newfoundland and Labrador, but the world. Remember, there were 25 media outlets covering the summit here in Stephenville, Newfoundland. We had 25 of Germany's top CEOs. Collectively, those CEOs of those companies would be valued not in the billions of dollars, but in the trillions of dollars in Stephenville, Newfoundland. Those companies will be at this expo. Here's a chance once again for our town to be showcased, promoted, and kept on the profile of the role that we're playing for Canada, because that's what it is. We're playing a role for Canada to help a G7 nation. As we all know, this is a world energy crisis. especially in Germany, because of their dependency on crude from Russia. Because of the war now, Russia invading the Ukraine, G7 and NATO countries are setting up restrictions. So Germany really, really needs Canada's help. And this is an opportunity for us. So I just wanted to speak on that, the importance. I'm so glad that we have to travel internationally for our town because it means something is happening. If we never had to do this, maybe our marketing's not working, but our time is here. It's been 50 years since the town of Stephenville has had an economic boom. The last one was in the early 70s with the building of the Labrador Linerboard Mill. So this is very important. Any other comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Contramine?
Aye.
Contramine?
Yeah.
Yeah, one contramine. Got that, Jennifer? Okay. Number 3, go ahead. Oh, sorry, but that's you.
I was just gonna let you
That's
know
you.
that.
Keep me in order.
One
Keep
more
me in
word.
order.
Item number 3, request for sponsorship for the Long Range Small Business Week. It was the recommendation of the Finance Committee that the town of Stephenville sponsor the Lifetime Achievement Award in the amount of $500 for the 43rd Annual Long Range Business Week 2022. I so move.
Moved by Councilor Marvin White, seconder. Second, Councilor Tracy Boland. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Item number
I
4.
guess I gotta leave for that one.
Oh, yes,
Are
please.
you not?
I'm chair of the board, but
Yes.
Yeah, well, Councilor Aylward, we're gonna ask you to leave the council chambers, but we will bring you back shortly.
Maybe half hour.
maybe,
Such a smile on her face. She's just happy to leave us for a little bit.
not really. I would like to have an argument, but I can't.
Knock that door too.
Yeah.
She's trying to offer this. My God, how come I did this picture? Oh,
Item number 4, a request for donation for the Sir Thomas Roddick Hospital Foundation. It was the recommendation of the Finance Committee that the town of Stephenville approve a donation in the amount of $500 to the Sir Thomas Roddick Hospital Foundation Annual Radiothon. I so move.
Moved by Councilor Myra White, seconders. Second, Councilor Lenny Tiller. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Who's going to let her back in?
all right.
Jeez, forgot.
Thought I'd be rusty missing the last two, but
What's that?
I thought I was going to be rusty missing the last two public meetings. But we're all on the same page. What to do that? What? Summer will do. Oh, yes.
Welcome back, Councilor Aylward.
Thank you.
Item number 5, a request for sponsorship. John Risley Keynote Atlantic Business Magazine Resource Development Conference. It was the recommendation of the Finance Committee that the town of Stephenville provide sponsorship in the amount of $2,875.00 for a keynote address. John Risley at the Atlantic Business Magazine Resource Development Conference being held in St. John's, September the 8th, 2022. I so move.
Moved by Councilor Myra White, seconder.
Second.
Second, Deputy Mayor Susan Fowler. Just like to speak on to that just a little bit. I was in attendance this morning in St. John's for this event. It gave Stephenville an opportunity to be showcased because as the keynote speaker, John Risley was speaking about a $12 billion capital expenditure in our town to build wind farms and a hydrogen plant. But in attendance were businesses from all of Atlantic Canada. Some of those businesses were probably at the summit that we had on August 23rd. And this was an opportunity for us to showcase our town. And let me tell you, from being at the meeting, everybody is talking about Stephenville. Whether it's the NL Trades Association, anybody that was at this were coming over, introducing themselves, talking about Stephenville. Because this actually will actually put a new industry in our province. And what that does, it creates various types of revenues for the province. We have a lot of sectors, from mining to forestry to tourism to oil and gas to farming, you name it. But anytime a new industry comes, it kind of balances out revenue streams. So if you take a hit somewhere, and we've seen that happen with Hibernia, if all of a sudden the demand is not there and they slow production, our royalty regime out of the Atlantic Accord that was signed in 1985 could slow down the revenues for the province. There's no secret that this province is in debt. And we pay a lot of money every 24 hours just on interest of carrying debt. And the majority of the debt was caused by Muskrat Falls. But we have to move forward. But projections are looking good for the province downline to have balanced budgets and to start retiring debt. But it's projects like these, because they're so large in scale and they create so much economy. And whether there's going to be a royalty regime or an export tariff or something put on ammonia, I'm not sure. That gets worked out between different levels of government, a little bit above our pay grade. But it's really good news for the province, and it was a great opportunity for us to be there. One key thing that John Risley did say is that what made it so easy for Stephenville is a checkbox, because we did speak about why Stephenville. But he said one of the biggest check boxes is the support that they have received since they've been here. So that's very, very important. Leadership on all levels of government, federally, municipally, and let's hope provincially, that this doesn't get held up too much in the red tape of the bureaucrats when they slow down the application process, whether it's Crown lands or whether it's the environmental impact study. Remember, this is a green project. But it's treated as if it's an open pit mine, or it's treated as if it's a major oil and gas play that may have emissions coming from it. And the challenge for companies when you do investment is that if you went across Atlantic Canada, we're not harmonized about our approaches when it comes to, in other provinces, you may be able to get your permitting much faster than Newfoundland and Labrador. And it's been often said that we have the most pieces of legislation than any province in the country. That becomes challenging for business, the business sector. So there's a lot of work to be done on this file, but it's really looking good. And I got to say, I was glad to be there representing council at that conference this morning. So on that note, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Item number 6, a request for approval to hire contractual professional engineer. It was the recommendation of the Finance Committee that the town of Stephenville approve to hire contractual professional engineer for a 6-month duration. I so move.
Moved by Council Myra White, seconder.
Second.
Second Deputy Mayor Susan Fallow, all in favor?
Aye.
Contra mine?
I'm gonna contra mine on that as well.
Contra mine too?
Yeah.
Okay. So we got that 2 opposed and 5 in favor. Item number 7.
Item number 7, request for approval to hire consultant to complete an organizational structural review. It was the recommendation of the Finance Committee that the town of Stephenville hire a consultant to complete organizational structure review. I so move.
Moved by Councilor Myra White, seconder.
Second.
Second Deputy Mayor Susan Pallow, all in favor?
Aye.
Contra mine? Yes. Item number 8.
8, request for approval to hire a consultant for municipal plan. It was the recommendation to Finance Committee that the town of Stephenville approve to hire a consultant for proposed municipal plan 2025 to 2034. I so move.
Moved by Councillor Myra White, second.
Second. Oh, go ahead,
Second,
Laura.
Councillor Lori Orr. I just want to say that this is, when we do a municipal plan, we often do amendments to our plan. Because the only thing that's constant is change. And you do a plan for whether it's 10 years, but sometimes things could change. So for example, when we had a municipal plan, we had to make an amendment to allow tiny homes to happen in Stephenville because the market was changing. And I think we've had, Jennifer, what, 13, 15 amendments up to date?
Yeah, what do you think, 8 or 9 municipal plan?
Yeah, between your development and your municipal plan. So under the municipal act, we're recommended to do a review anyways, which would be due in 2023. So by the time we start this and you get it going, so we're almost, it's good timing because we're at the cusp of significant economic and social growth in our town. Or social responsibilities, more so than social growth, but actually social growth. So it's a good time to get this done. So on that note, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Item number 9, a request for approval to host the annual 9/11 dinner at the Royal Canadian Legion. It was the recommendation of the Finance Committee that the town of Stephenville approve to host 9/11 event in the amount of $5,000. I so move.
Moved by Councillor Myra White, second. Second, Councillor Lenny Taylor. I just want to speak on that. In 2017, we decided that we were going to start commemorating the impact and the event of that infamous day in 9/11. Remember, Stephenville played a very significant role. And that day we had 13 aircraft. I think Gander had 26 or a little bit more, but actually it's one of those rare days when the fog rolled into Stephenville and actually there was supposed to be a lot more planes. We may have had the most planes should the weather have cooperated. But we did have about 15,000 passengers that were deplaned and the community took care of it. So since 2017, we've been doing this every September the 11th, on the day of September the 11th. But we always pick a different theme because there were so many first responding groups and community support personnel that supported this. And I'll just list some of them, not all of them, because there were so many. But it's everything from the fire departments, the Red Cross, Ground Search and Rescue, C Company, the RCMP, the Salvation Army, the airport, and so many more have jumped in. But these groups are part of our emergency disaster plan. So when a disaster happens of this scale, and remember, this was the first time in the history of Canada that the airspace was shut down. Stephenville is a beam or right underneath high-level air routes. We often look outside and see the aircraft flying overhead. And so we're in a perfect spot to recover aircraft. And it was a big day. And everybody in this room could go back to exactly what you were doing when you heard it that day. So the signature as a moment. So this year, last year it was the Red Cross. This year was the role that the airport played, because without the airport, those planes wouldn't have landed. And it just goes to show the value of our airport. And it's just on the 23rd, once again, it was probably the closest showing to the amount of planes that were on the tarmac of 9/11 when the German Chancellor's flight.
Yeah.
And the Airbus A310 from the Prime Minister's office, plus all the executive jets and the charters that came in with dignitaries. It showed the importance of this town. And I think that was very important. So looking forward to all councillor being available for the dinner on Sunday. It is a dinner that we don't charge people coming because all of these groups that are coming for the most part are volunteers. This is a costing that we put forward annually every year. So on that note, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Now you may speak. I'm
Okay,
finished.
anything late, Jennifer, on finance? No. Okay, so on that note, nothing, Councillor Lloyd? Okay, I'm gonna turn it over to Chair of Planning, Councillor Laura.
Thank you very much. The first item is planning and traffic. What am I saying? We are planning and traffic. Anyway, 35 Alabama Drive, Department of Transportation and Infrastructure. Press for review and approval for proposed extension to accommodate the accessibility lift to the building located at 35 Alabama Drive. The recommendation of Planning and Traffic Committee that this request be approved subject to compliance with all town regulations. I so move.
Moved by Councillor Laura Elwood, seconder. Second, Councillor Tracy Baldwin. I just want to speak on that. I remember we've been pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing for them to get accessibility issues addressed at our courthouse. Finally, going to put an elevator. But remember last fall, I believe it was our town manager, Mike, had took some pictures where a senior citizen in his 80s, a man had fallen and broke his hip, I believe. It was a very serious fall. And there was some temporary wood put up there. And it was like a Band-Aid solution to a long-term problem. So finally, this is one that we can fast track this and they can get it going, the quicker the better. So that note, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
120 Carolina Avenue, a 10503 Newfoundland Limited, request for a permit to accommodate an 8-room inn with a lounge and lobby on the property located at 120 Carolina Avenue. It was the recommendation of Planning and Traffic Committee that this permit be granted subject to compliance with all town regulations and approval of service NL. I so move.
Moved by Councillor Laurie Elwood, second. Second, Councillor Tracy Boland, all in favor? Motion carried.
1 Main Street, Golden G Enterprises Limited, request for a permit to repair asphalt on the property located at 1 Main Street. It was a recommendation Planning and Traffic Committee that this permit be approved subject to compliance with all town regulations. I so move.
Moved by Councillor Laurie Elwood, second. Second, Councillor Lenny Taylor, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
432 Massachusetts Drive, College of the North Atlantic. Request for a permit to dig trench to run electrical wire on the property located at 432 Massachusetts Drive. It was the recommendation of the Planning and Traffic Committee that this permit be granted subject to compliance with all town regulations. I so move.
Moved by Councillor Laurie Elwood, seconder. Second, Councillor Myra White, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
5860 Main Street, Gerard Pomeroy. Request for a permit to do exterior renovations on the building located at 5860 Main Street. It was a recommendation of the Planning and Traffic Committee that this permit be approved, subject to compliance with all town regulations. I so move.
Moved by Councillor Laurie Elwood, seconder.
I second.
Second, Councillor Tracy Boland, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
7 Tennessee Drive, Marine Institute. Request for a permit to excavate land on the property located at 7 Tennessee Drive. With the recommendation of the Planning and Traffic Committee that this permit be approved, subject to compliance with all town regulations. I so move.
Moved by Councillor Laurie Elwood, seconder. Second, Councillor Tristan Newland, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
4779 Main Street, Bell Alliant. Request for a permit to repair manhole located in front of 4749 Main Street. With the recommendation of the Planning and Traffic Committee that this permit be approved, subject to compliance with all town regulations. I so move.
Moved by Councilor Laura Aylward, seconder.
Second.
Second, Councilor Myra White, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
380 Massachusetts Drive, Department of Transportation and Infrastructure. Request for a permit to dig and install electrical conduit pipes on the property located at 380 Massachusetts Drive. It was the recommendation of the Planning and Traffic Committee that this permit be approved, subject to compliance with all town regulations. I so move.
Moved by Councilor Laura Aylward, seconder. Second, Councilor Tracy Boland, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
38 Utah Drive, Plastic Industries of Canada Limited. Request for a permit to utilize space in the building as a storage facility on the property located at 38 Utah Drive. It was a recommendation of the Planning and Traffic Committee that this permit be approved, subject to compliance with all town regulations. I so move.
Moved by Councilor Laura Aylward, seconder. Second, Deputy Mayor Susan Fowler, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
6569 Main Street, Roblan Associates, request for a permit to repave parking lot on the property located at 6569 Main Street. It was the recommendation of the Planning and Traffic Committee that this permit be approved, subject to compliance with all town regulations. I so move.
Moved by Councilor Laura Aylward, second. Second, Deputy Mayor Susan Fowler, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
131 Queen Street, TLC Holdings, Tender Love and Care, that is. Request for a permit to operate an administrative office for nursing and home care support business from the building located at 131 Queen Street. It was the recommendation of the Planning and Traffic Committee that this permit be approved, subject to compliance with all town regulations. I so move.
Moved by Councilor Laura Aylward, seconder.
Second.
Second, Councilor Myra White, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
World Suicide Prevention Day Annual Walk. Request for permission to host awareness walk and candlelight vigil on Saturday, September 10th at 6:00 p.m., starting at Killick Cafe and ending at Kinsman Square. I don't see anything here saying we're given approval, but we do approve it.
Recommend to approve, right?
Yeah, it's not listed here, so.
Okay.
So it was the recommendation, Planning and Traffic Committee, that this be approved, and I so move.
Moved by Councilor Laura Aylward, second. Second, Councilor Tracy Boland, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Okay, is there anything late, Jennifer? Nothing? Okay, that's a long agenda, but when we're in the summertime, a lot of stuff happens, and then we're on a 3-week schedule. So now we're back to the 2-week schedule, so our agendas may not be as busy,
Yeah,
but they probably will because of everything that's happening in the town.
yeah,
And, we're starting to get phone calls about tertiary companies. For instance, I got a call, a voicemail, somebody had left here 30 years ago and got a company, I won't say the name, because I can't remember the name, but they've been away for 30 years, got a company, and they're moving down to Stephenville, setting up their company because they see opportunities for their products that they'll be selling. And we're going to start to see a lot of that happen when there's opportunity for, there's going to be services provided to a big project like this, but also supplies, a lot of supplies. So that's a good thing. Okay, bylaws and regulations, we have none. Before I go to unfinished business, I'd like to just have a moment of silence. And actually, it's because of what happened today at Buckingham Palace. But also, I'd like to start by saying a moment of silence to a long-term employee of ours, Tony Hines, who passed away last weekend. And it's so unfortunate. Tony was, for anybody who hasn't known him, I know him pretty well all my life. A little bit older than me, but he was a true gentleman. And my condolences go out to his immediate family and his extended family. And we'll be closing the town hall that I believe Tuesday, Jennifer, for the funeral. And he leaves behind his wife Donna and two children. And it's really a sad day when I remember just speaking to him a couple of weeks ago. And I said, well, how do you like retirement? He was loving retirement. I love retirement too, although I'm not totally retired now, but he was really enjoying being retired, you know, and that's something that we never know when our time is to exit. That's just the way life is. But 65 is way too young when we know that people are living in their 80s now. And it's so sad to hear. But also, I'd like to recognize also that it's a very sad day for our country as part of the monarchy, that Queen Elizabeth passed away. And Queen Elizabeth was in Stephenville in 1967 on her 100th anniversary as a country. She did a tour of Canada, and I remember looking at some of the photos and some of the council at the time. The mayor was there. It might have been Mayor Alec Gillis at the time. But you know what? I know a little bit about her because I'm a bit of a history buff, but you know, she had so many rights being born into the royal family. But she handled herself with so much poise and confidence, and it was amazing because when you reign for 70 years, and actually she became queen when we became a town 70 years ago. So her platinum jubilee this year is also the town of Stephenville's platinum anniversary in our jubilee. So, but you know, she loved horseback.
Yes,
And she rode horseback well into her senior years. And yeah, she loved to hunt in her early days too. And back then, you know, they got venison and for their castle, and got birds and duck. That was part of their culture. But she was a very, very strong woman. And you know, she's going to be missed by the monarchy, missed by Canadians, missed by her homeland, but missed by anybody that she touched because she was a genuine person. I never got a chance to meet her. Laura, by chance, did you?
No.
No. So on that note, I just like bow our heads for 60 seconds in honor of Tony Hines and Queen Elizabeth. Okay, so unfinished business. Anybody have anything that they'd like to bring up? A few things, just updates and something like that. Anybody? No? Okay, a couple of things. Our new $500,000 playground is coming along really well. I think in about a week's time, it should be completed. And I think it's in the perfect location. And I tell you what I love about it is anybody who's driving Queen Street, and a lot of people drive Queen Street, whether you're a resident or for somebody from away, from a visibility perspective, you're going to see it. So it gets to market itself a little bit, which is really, really good. We have talked about down the road, some form of hybrid skate park in the winter, splash pad in the summer that we'll work on hopefully for 2023. When you got a 20-acre green park next to a salmon river in your community, we are blessed. And blessed for our citizens who walk it, who enjoy it. So we have world-class
Disc golf, yeah.
disc golf. And we got a beautiful playground, beautiful river, beautiful walking trails. So as we move forward, we're getting a lot done in spite of everything. We even just got I know there was a lot of talk at the table here for the new council about enhancing the safety of our crosswalks. And we do know that crosswalks, you can see them in the summertime if the paint holds up or if you can get them painted. That seems to be a challenge with COVID, just to get them painted. But the challenge is in the wintertime, it's snow covered. So I gotta say, Public Works have done an excellent job down on Main Street. There's a new sidewalk there with the new, that you press the button. And this makes it so much safer. Also, Public Works have done some great work on enhancing the sidewalks in our town. That really lends into our disability. Because if you got a wheelchair and you got the proper slopes and grades that allows people to get on the sidewalk, to stay safe, be able to use mobility at a more efficient rate, it just enhances. So completing the sidewalks on Carolina, and I think we need to keep pushing our Public Works whenever they have time, that in the weather permits, because pouring concrete, that once the frost and all that happens, it's challenging because cement it doesn't set up properly because if there's a high water content in it. So that's some really good work there. Also, we've been working on, I got a call again tomorrow morning with PBS and the planned visit from the contingent from South Carolina who we're going to be twin with. And so I'll get an update. I think the filming is being pushed now to May in Stephenville of next year. But talking about marketing, well, Stephenville has getting a lot of marketing lately, but when you're going to get a 2-hour segment on Stephenville on PBS into the US, let me tell you, 330 million people in the US and a lot of people watch PBS. But we get to showcase our culture, our talents along with them, and we find some cultural nuances, I guess, or if that's the right word, you're really good at words. Would that be appropriate to say?
Yep.
Okay. I was checking. for
And
Susan.
connections,
And
yeah.
connections, yeah, that's all important. So that's really, really important. And I'm looking forward to the filming of that and showcasing who we are from an arts community. Because remember, this council is very supportive of the arts. We have the longest serving professional theater group in the province, the Stephenville Theater Festival, that this year they knocked it out of the
They
park
did.
with their performances. It was absolutely amazing.
Their last night at the Kinsman Square.
Yeah, what they did to
It-
showcase our
It
local talent.
was, it was so professional. It was like, oh, it was just beautiful is all I can say, because everything worked out like a charm. And it's like you were in a big fancy high class concert.
But it's interesting, and I think with Public Works, now that we're taking over the King Square from an operational perspective, it's been operating for about a year now, but we're gonna critique it, try to make it a little bit more functional and user-friendly for the people that come, because there's some large crowds show up at the town square. Absolutely amazing. So from a kiosk perspective, I think we need to get, and we'll have to talk to Public Works, we gotta get a washroom set up there. Hands down. Secondly, I think we need more of our culture signified into the design of the facility. It's, our town logo needs to be there, for example. And the kiosks, I think they need to be redone, because just a little window doesn't give enough exposure for the vendor or the entrepreneur to engage with the public or showcase their products or services that they're providing. So I think there's a little bit of work. We'll work with management and work on that over the next, for the winter and see if we can make it. And I think we need more benches because everybody comes to the town square, gonna carry their
Yeah.
chairs.
Yeah.
And that's not good. So I was looking over to one side, you may even be able to put a little bleacher on one side that can house, maybe
Yeah.
3 levels. And for maybe some of the younger, more energetic youth that come there, but for the seniors, we really need to have a place for them to stay in. I was talking to one lady who moved here from the peninsula, and she says she looks so forward to every Sunday she goes down.
Mm.
Now, next year, even if it's an hour of entertainment a day by a local artist, maybe next year we could look at more than just Sundays in the square, because July and August are busy times. So take it from there. So anything else? Any new business, unfinished business?
I would just like to
Yeah.
congratulate one of our counselors, Tristan Hewlin, on being a new dad. Yes.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Name,
Pretty
name.
excited.
It is, it's different.
Mhm.
Yeah, but he's a good little dude. I gotta say, we lucked out there.
Yeah.
Very healthy, I hear.
Yeah, he was a hefty little
Big,
guy.
big, big.
9'1" when he came out.
Oh, my God.
He's
Poor
7
woman, poor Jessica.
Yeah. I've got a whole new level of respect for her, for sure.
But you know what, you're so fortunate and so lucky.
I am, yeah, it was everything we hoped for and more, for sure.
Do you have
What's
a
the
name?
The name.
Anders,
I love that name.
yeah, Scandinavian,
Yeah.
Anders.
Anders, yeah,
AMD,
ERS,
CRS.
yeah. That was mostly the wife. I'd like to take her for it, but
That right?
that was mostly her, yeah. But it suits him. He came out, Anders is Scandinavian for a manly man or something. So when I heard that, I was okay with it. And he came out a husky little dude, so I was like, all right, it's fitting.
Yeah.
It's fitting for yeah, no, it's settling to our new normal. But
Well,
no,
you're becoming a dad now. I'm a really big poppy, taking care of the grandkids.
Yeah,
It doesn't stop.
actually, my parents' first grandchild, so it's pretty exciting for them too.
Yes.
Yeah, so, oh yeah, he adds a new level of flavor to life for sure. It's nice.
Yeah, there's no doubt over the next, I often said with children, until they're old enough to get in that car seat and put on their seatbelt, it's a lot of work.
Oh, yeah.
Sweet God, right?
Yeah,
Until that happens.
especially for mom. There's a lot of work for mom.
But now all babies are welcome at council chambers too.
Oh, yeah.
Just letting you know.
No.
We'll bring him in for,
Absolutely.
we'll bring him in for a
We need to
visit.
vote on that?
Listen, right there. look.
There you go, yeah.
Yes, at
Yeah.
some point, we have to show him on.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, yeah, we'll bring him in. I'm sure
Yeah.
mom will escort
Well,
him.
that's like here at council offices too. Often I'll see, whether it's Jennifer's kids or Lori's kids, and sometimes between the sitters and dropping them off, bringing them into work. I love it. I
Yeah.
love to see it,
Yeah, it kind of simplifies life. You take a lot of things more lightly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't sweat the small things. In the end, it's all small. But yeah, it's a lot. I knew it was going to be a change, but I mean, when they say you'll never love something so much, I mean, it is true. You definitely see it when
Yeah.
the first scream comes out of them when they come out.
Well, they say blood is, bloodlines and somebody's,
Yeah,
it's powerful.
yeah,
Very
it definitely is.
Yeah.
It was amazing to see too.
Yeah.
You know, props to mom. Whole new level of respect for women too.
Well, they're tougher than us.
Oh, yeah. Couldn't do what mom did, that's for sure. Yeah. No.
Maybe that their ability for tolerance and pain, maybe that's why they can handle this guy sometimes.
Well,
Is that?
Why they can talk.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's why they go through, that's why labor happens.
Yeah.
So those who have men in their lives can put up with them. No.
The other thing I want to say to it, and I went over and thanked them, the day we had the summit, the RCMP,
Yeah,
they got a lot of pressure on them. that day.
You do.
The security detail that day was phenomenal. And the summit went off without a hitch in all aspects. And without that security detail, I gotta say, there was two kind of pivotal moments for me, I'll say, during the summit. One was when the CEO of Siemens Canada recognized one of our employees, Dwayne Russell, for doing something that was, he could barely talk to me, he was that impressed. But what had happened was, remember, he's the CEO of Siemens, and I think the CEO of Siemens Germany was coming in on the flight this summer. So they had their big booth set up. But part of their booth, part of the mechanics for erecting the booth was missing. And Dwayne overheard them, and he went over and talked to them, said, geez, maybe there's something I can do to help you out. So Dwayne sized up that there was a bunch of missing parts, tubular metals and stuff like that. So Dwayne managed somehow, between our public works and his connections around town, he had a bunch of stuff fabricated. And before he knew it, he had them back in business. Their booth was up because they had the top CEO of Siemens coming in from Germany. So you can appreciate that. So to me, that showed how important a small town can sometimes do things better than a big town, because we're more responsive. If that was in a big city, you know, to get something like that done might be a little bit more challenging. That's not my job. I don't do that. But so that was important. The other thing too, I got to say, when I was standing there in line with the receiving line, wait, the German Chancellor and the Prime Minister, when the black Suburbans came down from the gate and all the security peeled out and all that, it was just like I was in a movie set. It was almost like All the President's Men. I think that's, it was surreal. It was unbelievable to see this happen in Stephenville, Newfoundland. You know what? Thank God for our community and our residents and our future, because it looks really good. So on that note, any other,
Yeah, I'd just like to welcome everybody back to school and the K-12 system, and thank the teachers, administrators, bus drivers, and volunteers for their countless hours of preparation. I got a whole new respect since I started working in education. And I don't want to forget our college students who are able to go back on campus. Looks a little bit different, and give a special welcome to students across the country and our international students to a beautiful town. And I hope you have an excellent stay and an excellent year.
Excellent.
so glad I don't have to go back to school.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
When can we set up a meeting? I had a call this evening from Stephanie Gallant.
Yes.
Remember the meeting we're going to plan?
I think it's on the 26th.
She wants to know when we could have it, reschedule it.
I think Jennifer, it might have been late.
Should we wait till after the meeting for that one, or?
No.
Okay.
Or for the health action.
Yeah, no, that's, I don't.
Actually, the meeting is set, I think it's around the 26th or something, and we'll set it up and we can put it in our, what's that?
October.
October 26th, yeah.
October 26th.
Kind of lay it out there, but.
What time? October 26th,
So,
2
all
p.m.
council will be invited to that, and that's
What is it?
Western Health coming out to talk about
Recruitment and
recruitment, retention, and the state of housing.
Yeah.
That Western Health has in Seymour, and a bunch of issues. I gotta say that on that, Laura, I'm really, really disappointed with Western Health and its recruiting, that we are now, once again, without a surgeon. You know, so they talk about changes need to happen. 100% they do, because when St. Anthony got 3 surgeons, the Cornwall got 8 surgeons, and we're supposed to have 2 and we have none. You think there'd be a way to manage the complement of services, that somebody would be, a locum would be sent out to Stephenville, so we'd have a surgeon. Because you know what, our lives and our emergency preparedness and our ER room is just as important is Corner Brook in their area or St. Anthony. But we are totally mismanaged. And I can't wait to go down to one healthcare board, because you know what? It's got to get better than this now, because where we're at now, it's, to me, I'm really upset with it. I've reached out to Minister Tom Osborne on this, and, so.
Well, if October 26th is the date, I believe that you need to get in touch with Rajali before that, because where is Dr. Haladi, the surgeon? Al-Hadi, yeah, because he's already, after interviewing him, it's about 3 weeks now. And McComsky's already talked to him and said, yes, come on, we're waiting on you. So maybe I could
send an email.
send an email and ask him, where is Dr. Haladi? Yeah.
Because Dr. El-Hadi, we've been courting him.
Yes,
Part of our recruitment package. He's
Yeah.
a surgeon out of St. Anthony that got released from St. Anthony.
Yeah.
To come to Stephenville. He's been interviewed, but
What's the holdup?
What's the
There should be
holdup?
no hold up there. It should be just,
Red tape again,
Yeah.
it's unnecessary.
yeah.
So
So
anyway.
maybe you could do that in, in a timely fashion rather than waiting till October 26th.
Yes, yes.
You know,
Okay, I'll get on that tomorrow morning.
yeah, so, I think that was that. I think that was maybe all I had to bring to the table.
Okay, so on that note, it is 8 o'clock, 1 hour, well, 57 minutes, because I think we started at 7:03. But good debate, good discussion. But like I say, when you got 3-week windows, there's a lot that comes up, right? So on that note, I would ask some member of council to adjourn our public meeting. And I want to thank everybody for attending via Zoom or electronic media or whatever. Moved by Councilor Lenny Teller.
I'll second it.
Second, Councilor Kristen Neal. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion adjourned. Now,
Hey,
we're still live, guys.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say, Tristan